So here we are, we're in the middle of a rather vast diatribe against common values, or the values which most of us assume and to a greater or lesser extent hold very dear. Rama's had a go at wealth, the accumulation of wealth. He's had a go at our restless mind and how wisdom and scripture can be a burden. Now, we've got to be so careful here because the word scripture is used and there's a line which I covered previously where Rama says, bereft of the grace earned through the service of the holy ones. We talk about holiness, we talk about sages, we talk about scripture. All these things have a completely different resonance in this context. A holy one is not somebody who's close to God. A holy one is someone who has acquired self-knowledge. And here a scripture is about something which directs us to self-knowledge. It's not about propagating a faith. It's not about getting close to God. God doesn't come into it. Here holiness, here scripture, here spirituality is about self-knowledge. So Rama is attacking, there's a vast diatribe against our normal way of life. It might be construed as somewhat negative. But it seems to me Rama's not actually dismissing that. What he's criticizing is our attitude to it, how we expect fulfillment through it. So let's carry on with Rama's, what I say is a diatribe, but it's actually looking at things from a different perspective. Rama continued, it is really when the mind stuff is enveloped by craving that innumerable errors arise in the darkness of ignorance thus caused. This craving dries up the good and noble qualities of the mind and heart, like sweetness and gentleness of disposition, and makes me hard and cruel. In that darkness, craving in its different forms dances like a goblin. So although it sounds rather desperate, there's actually an underlying positivity here. The mind and heart is basically construed of good and noble qualities, but they are distorted by this goblin called craving. Though I adopt various methods to restrain this craving, the latter overpowers me in a moment and helplessly drives me astray, even as a gale carries a straw away. Whatever hope I entertain of developing dispassion and such other qualities, craving cuts that hope away, even as a rat snaps a thread. And I helplessly revolve, caught in the wheel of craving. Like birds caught in a net, we are unable, though we have the wings for it, to fly to our goal or abode of self-knowledge. Nor can this craving ever be appeased, even if I were to quaff nectar. Nectar is the drink of the gods. The characteristic of this craving is that it has no direction. It drives me in one direction now, and the very next moment it takes me away in another direction, like a mad horse. It spreads in front of us a very wide net of son, friend, wife, and other relations. So he's talking about craving here. This is what he's having a go at. He talks about methods to restrain this craving, which is what some people think meditation's about restraining craving. But Rama's saying here it's not possible. There might be some temporary success, but eventually at some point you'll be overpowered by it again. And one of the most treacherous forms of craving is in family relationships, son, friend, wife and other relations. That's what traps us. Though I am a hero, this craving makes me a frightened coward. Though I have eyes to see, it makes me blind. Though I am full of joy, it makes me miserable. It is like a dreadful goblin. So here again he's emphasizing our basic positive nature. Though I am a hero, though I have eyes to see, though I am full of joy. All these things are undermined by having our attention hijacked by craving. It is this dreadful goblin craving that is responsible for bondage and misfortune. It breaks the heart of man and creates delusion in him. Caught by this goblin, man is unable to enjoy even the pleasures that are within his reach. Though it appears as if the craving is for happiness, this craving leads neither to happiness nor to fruitfulness in this life. On the contrary, it involves vain effort and leads to every kind of inauspiciousness. Even when it occupies the stage called life, on which several happy and unhappy situations play, this craving, like an aged actress, is incapable of performing anything good and noble, and suffers defeat and discomfiture at every turn. Yet it does not give up dancing on the stage. Craving now ascends to the skies, now dives into the depths of the netherworld. It is ever restless, for it is based on the emptiness of the mind. In the mind the light of wisdom momentarily shines, but there is delusion the next moment. It is a wonder that sages are able to cut this with the sword of self-knowledge. So craving. It's like addiction, isn't it? We seem to be addicts of some sort. Our mind's darting around here and there, looking for something which will give it fulfillment. So that's craving.